Come on, dude, let's walk through nature.
I don't want to walk through nature with you.
Ow, he pulled my chest there. Fine. I'll see you in 20 minutes, okay, Hammond?
Right.
Hold down the fort. Make sure nobody does anything against me. This rig that I have going on is just absolute poop. Stinkum. How many fucking times can I say the word It's I knew family that used to live back here before they built all this stuff. I mean, dude, I sound more like a octogenarian. Well, here I am. I'm young, I'm wild, I'm free. I'm basically a 41-year-old Lana Del Rey song. I'm living my life as a young champion, walking around the trail. And let me tell you a couple things. One thing you got to know about Lil Ranny, that's me. I love a pine tree. Okay? I also love a bald cypress, which I believe is this. I'm starting to learn trees. I'm starting to learn birds. My grandfather, God rest the dead, he was an immigrant, so we had to bury him upside down. Look at this big ass frog. Hold on. Can I turn this? Fuck. Look at this big ass frog. Do you see that? That's a big ass frog. I hope I got that killer frog action on this episode of Walkie Talkie. Killer frog action. This is a bald cypress right here. You can tell by its little needles. I don't know what it is, man. When I was a kid, I would hear my grandpa and my mother talk about trees and birds, and I would be like, oh my gosh, get a fucking life and start skateboarding, old man. You know, I don't want to step in this mulch. But look, I see a tree like this. I'm like, what's that potato chips coming out of that? And I'll Google, and you know, I'll take a picture of it. I'll hit the little plant leaf, the little leaf thing, and it'll tell me that's Tipper's Montague tree. Me and my girl, we were walking, and we were walking after we ate Skyline through the beautiful Gaslight District of Clifton in Cincinnati, Ohio. And we were walking. I said, you know what, babe? For all the walking we do, we never see an owl, and I want to see an owl. And then a big round-headed owl just comes flying over top of us, sits up in a tree. You know, I'll put the picture in. Scoingy. We saw an owl. I mean, what else could you want? Yeah, but dude, I'm into birds. You know, I'm into trees. I always wished I was a better guy at nature. You know, some people get into nature and then they just have a job in nature. And it's like, how did you get that nature-ass job? You know, I know it's like once you do anything, like once you get into something, you hang out around the shit that you're into, and then you just become a part of it, you know? Like, if you're really into being like a guy that makes silk shirts, you find a person that makes silk, you hang out in the silk areas of town, you know, the real slippery, bedded areas of town, and then you're like, I'm a silk clothier. And people are like, how are you a silk clothier? You know, like, how'd you get into that? And been like, well, I've just been around silks my whole life. That's why they call me Silky Don Damascus. You know, I've always liked stand-up comedy. And then when I started doing stand-up, it's something that I just probably will do until all my teeth fall out of my head and I look into the light of the Lord's eyes. That room up there, that room is all like lights and flowers and plants just from the inside. So they have like an indoor greenhouse, and look, and they've got all these like cacti and shit over here. I mean, they're really trying to make a legion of plants to probably take over the fucking neighborhood. So don't be surprised if in a couple of months an episode of Walkie Talkie comes out and I got a motherfucking machete in my hand and I'm killing little cacti because they're trying to take over Marketplace Lane, and I'm the last line of defense. Of course, I survived, stayed on my toes, I kept my head on a swivel, and I knew to expect a cacti uprising. I went to San Francisco in November, And you got to know, I've been to San Francisco a couple times. I love it. It's like, after Cincinnati, it's probably my favorite city in the country. And it's like perfect. Like right now, I follow Larry June. He's a Bay Area rapper. He absolutely fucking rips. All of his shit is cool. And I saw his Instagram post today. It's like 95 degrees here, 1,000% humidity. And Larry June is like wearing a jacket today in San Francisco. So makes me so jealous, and I wish I lived there, but you know, you can't do it all over. I love it out there. And when I get out there, I was like excited, you know, because Chad Daniels took me to feature for him at Cobb's, which is so sick. And I got there before Chad, so I wanted to walk around because there's something about me. You get me coastally, or you get me in Cincinnati, and the vibe of me is I'm just a different bird, you know? It's like, you get me in San Francisco, or you get me in the Pacific Northwest, because it happens in Portland, and I've noticed it happen in Seattle as well. You get me out there, and I'm just vibing, man. I'm kind of made for that kind of scene out there, you know? I like it. I'm eager. I'm wanting to learn. I'm wanting to see. I'm wanting to smell. I'm wanting to eat. I'm wanting to be cathartic. I'm wanting to be contemplative. I'm wanting it out there, okay? You get me in LA, I'm wanting it out there. I'm feeling myself. I got a pep in my step. I'm riffing. I'm having a great time out there. You get me back in Cincinnati, now I can rejoin with my root ball, and I'm just riffing and snapping. And you know, of course I've had a lot of sad times in Cincinnati. You do have to exist somewhere in the sadness. And so anyway, I land, and the first thing I do, it was spitting rain, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck, I'll get a little wet, you know. Let me get a little bit of Mother Gaia's drippings within me from the Bay Area, so I can commune one with nature, and the marine layer will know I'm friend. So I get out there, and lo and behold, I walk to the damn beach, and what does little daddy see? But he sees some sort of swimming mammal, and I was like, what could you be? And so I affixed my camera, and we're gonna drop that in here. And I affixed my camera upon the beast, and I said, well, I'll be dipped in shit. I've never seen one of these beautiful aquatic mammalia swimming around in all of their glory in a natural state. So it was spitting rain a little bit, and I was gonna go buy a poncho, and I walked into a souvenir shop in the wharf, and I told a guy, I said, hey, I just saw a seal out there. And he goes, it's a sea lion. But it was like the way he said it was like, how dare you? You know what I mean? And he's like, it's a sea lion. And I said, seal. Okay, listen, sea lion, seal. It's the first 4 letters of fucking sea lion, jerk off. But that's okay. I got a little bit of obstinance disorder, you know. I got a little bit of a disease. I have what they call a disease. My obstinance is toned down a bit, but I'm thinking about starting to fire it up. I'm starting to think it's not a very negative thing, but instead it's what makes me cute and unique. I was cruising out in San Francisco, man. I just was like having the best time. I mean, even walking around in the rain, just all of the shit, dude. The way it, like, one morning I just strolled up the Coit Tower and looked out at the whole shit, man. It's like so sick. Whoever decided to put it there, I mean, besides the earthquake that could kill everything that's ever moved, look at deer. Other than that, somebody that has nothing left to say. Other than that, on my way back to the club to see Hammond. By the way, me and Hammond, we have a podcast. Our new podcast is called Claw Machine. It's at Claw Machine Pod on YouTube. If you're watching this, go over there and subscribe to me and Hammond's pod. You can watch me and Hammond do our talkings. Maybe everybody thinks that Ran So Far with Blake is over. It's not over. It's simply moved to Claw Machine Pod. You know those vlogs? Thanks for following my journey. Those are, that's a scary kind of person. I remember when this whole fucking place was woods. I remember this place before these trees were here. Hello? I want my grandkids to live fucking inside of my heart and inside of my neighborhood, all right? Because this is generational wealth we're talking here. Hear me? My grandkids are never going to know what it's like to pay their own fucking rent. People pay it for you. I can edit a lot of this, okay? A lot of editing will be done to this thing. You'll never even know the horrible things I've said, all right? Every Wednesday is the Pro-Am at Go Bananas. Me and Hammond go up. And tonight's no different. Then we're going to do our podcast, Claw Machine. So check that out. Right now I have no hard opinions on anything except for the fact that I just want to keep making art. I want to keep making stuff. Share something. Share the link to the YouTube. Share the link to the YouTube, please. My YouTube, Claw Machine. Let's get it going here. What if I took my sunglasses off and I didn't have eyes?
Thank you for watching.